If we stand together, we'll never fall. We can make a difference and answer the call.
Well, hi there, and welcome back to another episode of the All Around Growth Podcast, a show that provides insight and tools to build the life and homestead of your dreams. My name is Rob Kaiser, and I am your host. Today is Wednesday, March 23rd, 2022. This is a Wild Card Wednesday show, and I'd like to piggyback off of yesterday's episode, which was the top 10 trending Twitter topics, episode number 310. Now, for those of you good listeners who are diligent and do your homework, down at the bottom of the show notes, down at the very bottom, you may have read that, strangely enough, as I was assembling the notes and looking at the trending topics, I saw that down at number 12, there was another topic, politics and trending, and, quote, the New World Order, close quote, that was trending. Now, the New World Order, what is that? Unfounded claims about the, quote, New World Order, close quote, conspiracy theory are discussed after President Joe Biden used the phrase as he spoke about the United States' response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine during an address at Business Roundtable's CEO quarterly meeting. And at that time, about this time yesterday morning, there were 91,000 tweets, over 91,000 tweets about this particular subject, New World Order. So I linked to that in the show notes yesterday, and I just found that interesting because in the top 10, we had at number 4, hashtag Venmo Forward was trending with 13,000 tweets. Number 7, hashtag American Song Contest was trending with 20,000 tweets. And at number 8, BTS Hurdle was trending with 18,000 tweets. But yet, coming in down below all of this was New World Order, a conspiracy theory, apparently. So I decided that we would dive into some conspiracy theories today, and we would talk about what the top 10 conspiracy theories are. So I typed in top 10 conspiracy theories into Google, and what I see is advertisement, 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 and then finally the first article that we see are the 13 biggest conspiracy theories according to Live Science. So we'll go ahead and reference this, and I'll just free talk about each of the biggest conspiracy theory points according to Live Science. So the biggest conspiracy theory is the 9/11 conspiracy theories. Okay, yeah, that's how this is going to go. This is actually a good article. There appears to be a lot of detail, so I'll link to this. I am certainly not going to read it, though, but what it says is the 9/11 conspiracies. Okay? So I'm glad that this article links to this in this way, because at the end of the day, when it comes to conspiracies, I don't know. I don't know what happened with 9/11, but I know that there's a lot of conspiracy theories surrounding them, and some of the events that occurred seem questionable. And since there's 12 additional conspiracy theories, maybe we'll revisit that, maybe we won't. The next one in line is Princess Diana's murder. And I was a little young for that. I don't know much about that, nor am I interested in it really. But subliminal advertising is the next one. And I believe subliminal advertising is very real. I don't even know. I mean, is this a conspiracy theory? Do people think that subliminal advertising does not exist? Do people even understand what the word subliminal means? God's sake. We live in an era of stupidity. I'm telling you something. The next conspiracy theory is the moon landing hoax. Now, this one is one that seems to have been gaining some steam lately in certain online communities, talking about how the moon landing was fake. This is something that I've never even really considered up until recently. But I did at one point date someone who was in the Navy and had previously worked for NASA. And there were certainly strange things that I heard about from their experiences as well. And I don't know. And so yeah, I don't really have much to say about that one either. Apparently there's some conspiracies about Paul McCartney's death. Can't say I ever have heard anything about this, nor do I care anything about this. Oh, there are some conspiracies about JFK's assassination, John F. Kennedy's assassination. We've certainly heard many of those. And as I get up here at the stop sign that's coming up, we're going to read through this and see why, if they propose any potential reasons why JFK was assassinated in the first place. Now, there's some additional conspiracies about the Roswell crash and the subsequent cover-up. There's lots of discussion about Area 51 and whether that's real, whether it's not. Protocols of the Elders of Zion. All right. This is one that is I'm not supremely familiar about, but there is a group of people apparently that believe this is like the world is run by elite Jews or something, and the hate that some of these people have when they speak about this particular conspiracy is wild. I have only witnessed it online in certain chat groups and things like that, but some people who are into certain conspiracy theories go way down in there. So anyways, here I am at the stop sign. Why did JFK get assassinated? Dallas motorcade, questions, vast, plenty of shadowy culprits. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Ties to that. All right, it doesn't say anything, all right? This was probably not the optimal article to read, but there is another bullet point here called the Satanic Panic. And for years during the 80s and 90s, the whole Satanism thing, and I was kind of part and parcel of that with being a Motley Crue fanboy and Slayer down the road when I got a little older. You know, these were all things that symbolism was there. I very much embraced it. Another conspiracy that is written about here is chemtrails. Okay. And I don't have to say anything about chemtrails. You know the people that talk about chemtrails. Are they real? I don't know. You know, yeah, I'm sure you've all come across the guy that says, well, there's chemtrails and there's contrails and there's differences between them and what they're okay, I don't know the differences. If I thought really hard and went into the depths of my brain, maybe I could tell you at some point when I was more interested in conspiracy theories than I am now. Apparently there's also some conspiracy theories about Barack Obama's birtherism is what this is titled. The birthers, right? People who were so concerned about the birth of Barack Obama. And then there's also the conspiracies about COVID and 5G. And another conspiracy about birds aren't real. All right, this is interesting that COVID was mentioned and that birds aren't real. Okay, but we're getting to the last leg of the commute as I prepare to arrive early again to the day job. And I'm hoping, I'm getting distracted because I'm trying to arrive by certain times and leave by certain times to maximize the amount of overtime that I can obtain, quite frankly, but I'm still working it out. We're still early in the season. But conspiracy theories, guys, right? You've got people who love conspiracy theories. They talk incessantly about them and almost utilize all these different theories as the various reasons as to why they can't get ahead in life. People who solidly embrace conspiracy theories all the time are often weak-minded people who have an inability or lack of desire to think for themselves. Free thinkers, if you will. So, subsequently, they glom onto all of these harebrained ideas that are presented and proposed by everyone else. And even if the harebrained ideas are valid and legitimate, it's often irrelevant to the scope of our own life. And what I mean by that is, well over a decade ago, I started going down all sorts of conspiracy theory wormholes and learning a lot about things. And I was convinced that things were going to get bad fast. I couldn't identify fast, nor could I identify bad. I also really couldn't identify how or who they were. But I was listening to and watching a lot of fear porn, and I ate it up. But that planted the seed, and I decided that the best thing to do in the long run to address all of this, because what became, or what were immediate concerns, became concerns for the long run, but also the decision on how to best deal with it came from realizing that that it's not simply a matter of how many bullets, beans, and band-aids I can acquire, but the ultimate solution in dealing with the challenges that many of these different conspiracy theories present because I believe some of them. Now, you'll also note that I didn't go into the guts and the details of what I believe and why and how. It doesn't matter. I believe that some of these things are legitimate and valid threats. I believe the New World Order is a thing. I believe there are some serious concerns that we ought to have about the future of humanity. But I also believe that there isn't much we can do about it until we've got our own side of the street clean, so to speak. And the way that we do this is through engaging in actual lifestyle change. We need to change our financial life. We need to change our physical life. We need to change the ways in which we approach personal development. We need to change the ways in which we view the family and the family dynamic and the nuclear family. We need to change the ways in which we view society, the relationships that we have with one another. We need to change the way that we view our spiritual lives, spirituality in general. And we need to change the way we view our career. And that work just doesn't simply need to be a place that we go and where we earn money. And that's what I've been trying to, that's the road I've been trying to navigate over the past 10 years, guys, is how do I do this, right? And that's basically what this show is all about, is the documentation of the process and learning how I go about all-around growth to build the life and homestead of my dreams, because a large part of the reason why I'm doing that is to effectively deal with and mitigate everything that's going to come as a result of what's been taking place. And it's cyclical history manifesting itself in different ways, in different eras. As my friend Jack Spirko says from the Survival Podcast, the more things change, the more they stay the same. So guys, do what you can today to better your life, even if that's a simple change in perspective. Let that perspective lead to new thoughts and ideas. Let the new thoughts and ideas lead to new action, and let the action lead to change in your life so that you can also build the life and homestead of your dreams. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. I sure do appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you in the chat at t.me/allaroundgrowth. And I also look forward to seeing you in another episode tomorrow. This is Rob Kaiser, and thank you.